Alright, so this is going to be my second part to the PC optimization video. I'm making a part 2 because I'm going to show some more things that you can do, and I'm also going to be showing a fix for ISLC because I got a lot of DMs and had a lot of people having issues with ISLC, which is kind of weird. I've never had issues with it, but yeah, so I'll be showing some fixes for that. And then mainly, I'm going to be showing things to get rid of Windows processes that are running. So if you if you're if you did part 1, which if you haven't done part 1, do part 1 and then come back. But if you haven't, or if you did part 1 and you feel fine, then don't worry about this video. But if you want the most latency and FPS, then you should definitely follow this video as well. I'll try to make this one a little shorter too. And yeah. Alright, so the first thing I want to show is a few common fixes for ISLC if you're having any sort of issue with that. So once again, all the downloads are going to be in the description. So let me open up this. So I'll put this in a download. So I made a CMD that runs commands that might fix ISLC. So if you're having any issues, the first thing you can try is just running this, restart your computer, and try opening ISLC again. If that doesn't work, then this is what you're gonna try. So go to CMD. I'm just gonna have this over here. Okay, so you're gonna right click edit, so you can open up this. Just copy this first command and you're gonna paste this like that. Okay, and then you're gonna paste it again, enter again, and you'll see that. So after that, you're just gonna restart your computer and try to open ISLC. If it's still not working, then you're gonna want to, I should have kept CMD open. You're gonna copy this. You gotta open up CMD again. You're gonna paste this, enter, and you're gonna paste this, enter. So I made the CMD so that way you can just run it, and it should do that in that order. But you know, just in case if that didn't work, you can try doing it separately, like copy and pasting. That's one fix. So another thing someone was having an issue with, so it wasn't setting this on 0.5 no matter what he changed. And the reason for that, there could be a few reasons. So one, your motherboard could be locking you out of getting rid of this synthetic timer. So by what I mean by that is here. So this right here, or this one, the BCD edit, use platform tick yes. Make sure you ran this BCD edit. Also, because that will in turn make this work. But yeah, if you here, I'll stop this. If you set this 0.5, you know, you started it and it's not going to 0.5, then what one of my friends was able to do is he just changed this to like different numbers. He tried like 1, point 0.49, and he just tried different numbers until this got to 0.5. You want this on 0.5. If it's not 0.5, you've tried everything in this video, then for some reason ISLC is just not working for you, whether that be because of your motherboard or something. Um, Typically, I found that to be if you have an old motherboard, uh, especially a pre-built computer, there's just something with those motherboards. The company does something and it locks you out of that. If this doesn't work, then just get timer resolution. A lot of people know what that is. ISLC is much better, but if you can, if you have to, you can just use timer resolution. So yeah, that's all the fixes for ISLC. Alright, so now I'm going to be going over a way to disable a ton of Windows services and background processes that you don't need. Now, please do not do this if you're using Wi-Fi, if you need to print from your computer, um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The only things that you can't do. It will get rid of, like, if you see down here, my thing might look a little different than yours. It does get rid of like a few things on your taskbar, but it's if and like a couple things are like get broken, like I think in the settings, like you can't type up here. I think that's one of the things. I can't really remember, but this will, if you have like a pretty bad computer, this will help a lot. Um, Even if you have a good computer, it'll help. Um, but yeah, enough of me just explaining things. So the first thing that you're gonna want, this is gonna get rid of like your taskbar or really the search. So you see this doesn't look like the Windows 10 thing. So that's why you need OpenShell. So obviously also in the download link. So you're gonna run the OpenShell.exe. It's gonna run through the setup, and obviously I already have it downloaded. So you're gonna do that, and then here's my menu settings. So you can obviously change it yourself, but I'll just show you real fast. This is the settings that I have. So let's see here. Here it is. So to get to that, or to use this XML, you're gonna go to main, or no. Let's see, where is it? I haven't used this thing. Okay, so the start menu style, that's what you want to click on. So you're just gonna click on custom, or oh wait, no, scratch that. Backup, and then load from XML file, and then you're just gonna find your XML, and you're gonna open that. So it should look like this. If it's not like this color, obviously you have all of these. It keeps going away. You have all of these things that you can change um, within here, how you want it to look. Like if you really like the Windows 7 style and stuff, or even if you didn't want this Windows logo, you could have it like, you could make this like a, I have no clue what you'd want this to be, but something. So yeah, so you can do okay. One thing, I don't know if it'll let me go to it because it's stripped out of here, but personalization, yeah, okay, so it just breaks it, but I'll try to show you. So if you want this like a little darker, you click on themes and you can set like the color to it as dark as you want. That should change this if I remember correctly. Really, it's just You just gotta mess around with it. I mean, don't be too scared. Like, it's just how you want it to look. So once you've done that, you're gonna open this services disable and ignore all this stuff. I got this from Freethie. That's how I learned how to do all this. So C drive is what we'll be using. So you're gonna click on the Windows and you're gonna copy all this. You're gonna do Control X on your keyboard. Open up where you're. It's probably gonna be on C. You're gonna go to like where your Windows is installed. So Windows, and in this folder, just click out here, Control V. So you're gonna put it in here. So now you have Power Run, Services Disable, and Services Normal. Okay. So you can X out of that, go back into Services Disable, Script, and then C drive, and you're wanting to disable the services, so you're gonna double click on Services Disable, and that's gonna run Power Run, and it's gonna open the registry file to disable the services. So you're probably thinking, well, services, what does he mean? So here's what I'm talking about. So Windows processes, I have 28 open. If you go to your task manager right now, you probably have 80, 90. You probably have way more than me, like way, way more. This basically just gets rid of, these are the only services you need for Windows to work. There is some more that you can disable, but it breaks things. It's not really worth it. So you're basically getting rid of about 60, 70 services that you don't need. So yeah, you're going to run this. It's going to say whatever, and you're going to have to restart your computer. When you get back in, you'll see that you have way less services open. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you did part one, you're fine. But one thing I forgot to mention is you're, well, it's not broken, but to you it'll look broken. So if you didn't run registry tweaks, your computer is going to be kind of like not useless, but you have to run registry tweaks. And yeah, hopefully you did part one. So anyways, yeah, make sure you run that first. But anyways, assuming you did, you should be all fine. So now you're back into Windows and you have way less services. So now the next thing is get rid of some more things you don't need. So extras disable. Script, this is going to be the same thing. So Windows, you already have Power Run if you do the services. So you don't really need to do that, but you can do Control. You hold down Control, select these two, and then do Control X. So we cut those, go back into Windows, and I already have them in here, so the same thing, Control V, and it'll put these. You'll have disable extras.bat and enable extras, just like the services disable and normal. So once again, we'll go back into here, Windows or C drive, and you're going to do disable extras. So what that's going to do is it's going to get rid of, I can't remember the exact things. It's a few things in the background processes that it'll get rid of. And your taskbar down here will look a little bit different. You won't have the network icon. Not a big deal. Literally just type net and you can have the network options there. Also, this start menu here with OpenShell is like 1,000 times better than the Windows one. So you can have all your programs here. You can actually drag things in here and have it like ready to go. This is like, it's way better and it takes way less resources. And you have different things here. It's just way cleaner. So Yeah, once you're in that, restart, and you should be good to go. Alright, now I'm gonna go over like disabling updates. So Windows updates are absolutely terrible. You could be playing a game and it just start updating for no reason at all, and all of a sudden you have 10% packet loss and you're lagging through walls and all that. So um, before I go over this, you really need to be on Windows version 1709. Um, so like here, so like I'm on 1709, the earliest build. Um, but if you don't want to have to reinstall Windows and do all this over again, it's not a big deal. You're just losing out on FPS and um, everything feeling a lot smoother. But yeah, 1709 is what you want to be on. So if you ever like, let's say get a new motherboard, just get Windows 1709. But for right now, just let's say you're either on 1909 or 2004, maybe 1903 if you haven't updated your computer or something. Um, but before you do this, just update it. If you have any updates, any security patches, all that, and then we're just gonna wherever you're at, we'll just stay there because the Windows updates are completely useless. So um, if you still have registry tweaks from the first video, then you can right click and edit on it, and you can follow along on this. You just scroll down at the bottom, it has this at the bottom. Um, if not, I'm probably just gonna copy and paste this into the description of the video so you can look at it there as well. Um, so if you're not on Windows 10 Pro, you won't have group policy editor and you're not going to be able to do this. But all you got to do is look up on Google how to get group policy editor on Windows 10 Home. It's just a little bat file. When I used to be on Home, I did that and it group policy worked fine. But you should be on Pro, and so um, I'm just gonna copy this gpedit.msc. You're gonna do run. Hopefully you have your new and improved start menu. You're gonna go to run, and you can just copy and paste that into here, or it's gpedit.msc. Do OK, and so now you should see this. If nothing comes up, then you're on home and you have to get group policy editor. So what we're gonna look for, see if I can get this to, okay, so you're gonna be going to configuration, so like here, and then you're gonna go to Windows Components down here, and then you're gonna scroll down to the bottom because it's gonna be under Windows Update. Drag this out, Windows Update. So now we're gonna let's make this bigger if I can grab it. Okay. Alright, so now you can see this pretty well. This is what it should look like. So I've obviously already done this, but so all these are going to say not configured. So the first one, you can simply just look over here. So configure automatic updates. So let's look for that. Configure automatic updates. Right click, or oh wait, just double click on it. It was taking a second to open. So here you're just going to do disable, apply, OK. So now it should say disabled there. Then you're going to specify your next one, specify Internet Microsoft Update Service Location. You're going to turn this on. So double click. turn this on, enable, and then I don't think this is an actual website, but obviously it can't download the update from never update Windows 10, so that's the whole idea behind this. So just gonna copy and paste this link. Honestly, you could just do any link you want, but you know, this one works, so just do this. All three of these boxes apply, okay. And then you're gonna look for remove access to use all Windows Update features. You're gonna enable that, so double click, enable, and then do not connect. You're gonna enable this one, and then do not include drivers. So the registry, this tweaks kind of already did that, but just in case, enable that one as well. And so now what you need to do, once you did all that, come down here, CMD. You could here, you could just restart your computer, or if you don't want to restart, you can do this. So you can do GP update, so GP and then update, and then / force, and it updates the policy. So whatever you change in there, it'll update it. So yeah, that's how to turn off the updates for good. You Windows will never update again. Alright, so real quick, I'm gonna go over just cleaning up um, your temporary files in general. So once again, obviously, you're gonna download this. This is shortcutted to make this um, shortcut kind of thing. You have to do a few commands, but here it is all ready to go. You just download it, it's ready. So I would say you could probably get away. I mean, every 2 weeks, pretty much just whenever you just think about it. Let's say you have this over here and you see this and you're like, oh yeah. So this is going to delete temporary files that you don't need. So all you do here, you literally just double click it and it'll go through all your drives, no matter how many you have, and it'll clean them up, deleting files you don't need. So I'm going to see if I can get it to do the glitch. Okay, okay. So right here, you're probably thinking, oh, you might have even sat here for so long. You're like, why isn't it finishing? Just while it's running, just move your mouse over it, and it's actually finished. It just hasn't gone away. So that's the Epic disk cleanup, and just to make sure, because sometimes it doesn't do its job. It does delete the other files, but sometimes it doesn't get all the temp files. So should come down here, Windows key R, temp, just like that. I don't have any because it probably deleted them. But here's your temp folder, and then the other temp folder is percent on your keyboard, temp, and then percent. Okay, and then okay, so it got these as well. If there was any, but Discord crashes. The reason it couldn't do that because Discord's open. You can see down there. So this will just get rid of your temp files. If you haven't ever done this, your PC is probably lagging a lot because this fills up really fast. I do this almost every week just to keep this pretty much empty. But yeah, if you have a lot of temp files in here, that can take up storage really quickly and it'll really kill your performance. So just try to remember to run this every so often. The other thing is Malwarebytes. This is just an old version of Adware Cleaner, and basically I'll just do a scan. Once again, you can download this, or you can even just look it up on Google, but I'll put the download link to this version because it seems to be working fine for me. So this is just gonna scan for PUPs. So if you've been doing some sketchy things or just accidentally clicked on some links, um, this will scan for PUPs. So let's just say I don't have any, but let's just say I had a few PUPs, and that, by the way, PUPs um, will really degrade your internet performance and your ping and stuff. So let's say you had some, so you do like delete and you'd restart. It would restart your computer. Just come in here to quarantine. You don't have to do this, but I do it. Quarantine. And then check this box. It'll select all of them and just delete them. Because pretty much what it did is it just moved the PUPs to this um, area where they can't actually do anything. But you don't want them anyways, so you might as well just delete them. Um, but yeah, if you don't have any, then that's good. Uh, don't do run basic repair. Just close out it. You're done. Um, yeah. Okay, so this next part's gonna be if you play um, one of your games in a lower res than your native res um, with any game you play. So if you're playing a res that's not 1920 by 1080 or 2K, whatever your monitor's res is, then you're gonna be the GPU is gonna be scaling the image. So let's say you're playing Fortnite at 1750 by 1080, so like a stretched res. Your GPU is actually scaling it, so that would be GPU. So you don't want this because your GPU is having to do another thing, and so that just degrades performance from your GPU. So you want your display to be doing the scaling. That way your GPU can just focus on rendering the frames. So no matter, even if you have this set to display, everything's set to display scaling, if you're using a lower res, it's going to be GPU scaling. So right now I play Fortnite in 1600 by 900, get a little bit more FPS, the lower res, and also if you have display scaling, it looks a lot cleaner. So I'm playing 900p, but it looks like 1080p. It doesn't look any different. So uh, this actually got kind of popular. Jarian made a video on it, but I'm just going to be going over it because it's really, really important that you do this. So you're going to open up CRU, and it always defaults to my second monitor. I'm not sure why. But anyways, so I'm going to link Freedy's video because I'm not going to go through all the different ways to do it. I'm just going to go through the one way uh, that's the easiest. It actually didn't work for me, but it's the easiest and it works for most people. So come in here, make sure it's the monitor that, like, you probably only have one monitor. If you have two, then make sure it's selected that it's your main monitor. So you're gonna see this. It won't look like this. You'll have some things in here. You'll have some things. All this. It'll be filled up. So because I had to delete mine. So what you're gonna do is under detail resolutions, go to add. Set this to LCD reduced, like this, and I'll just do 720p, 1280 by 720. So you're gonna put your res in here that you're gonna want to play on, and you're gonna put your hertz in here. So I'm on 144, so I'm gonna do 144. Do okay. So you're gonna have like maybe 3 or 4. Well, you can only have 4 in here max, but you're gonna have 3 or 4 reses in here. So what you want to do is you're going to select the one that you just made, and you're going to hit this up arrow, and you're going to want to hit it until it's at the very top. So I play Fortnite in 1600 by 900, So I'm gonna make it at the top, and you're gonna do OK, and it's gonna close this. I'm gonna do cancel because um, I want to play on 1600 by 900. So you're gonna do OK, and you're gonna click on Restart 64. That's just gonna restart your graphics driver, and you're gonna come back into here. So once you did that, you can open up like your control panel or something. The way you check it is, so you set this to no scaling, and you're gonna come to change the resolution. This one should say whichever one that you set it at. So let's say you're copying me, you did 1600 by 900. Great res, by the way. Um, it'll say native. It'll look just like this. So that way, when you open up Fortnite and Valorant and any other game, it will display scale that res because it thinks it's your native res. So, um, yeah, that's how you do that. And to make sure, just put this on no scaling. If you open the game and it looks like it's got black bars on every side, like it looks like that little picture right there, then it didn't work, and you're gonna just watch the video that I'm gonna link, um, because there's lots of different ways, and um, your monitor might not have a display scale, but most of them do, so I wouldn't even worry about that. I would try to do these things. So yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I'm going to go over in this video. I don't want to be super long. Um, it's just a few things that I thought of that I should add. So I'm putting this at the end so you can kind of uh, test your results, um, and actually have like numerical proof that the stuff that I'm telling you to do is actually working. So obviously, I mean, if you go into Fortnite or whatever game you're playing and it feels smoother and you have more FPS, then, there's your proof right there. But a little program called Latency Monitor will show you like the very like nitty gritty, I guess, really, of your system latency, like your whole system um, latency. So I'm just gonna start this. So um, my results are gonna be kind of bad because I got OBS open and all this stuff open, but you're gonna obviously download this, run this setup, and you're gonna open this up. I downloaded the C drive, by the way, in program files. It took me a second to find it when I first got it, so latency mon, there it is. So when you run this, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna open this up, and you're gonna close out of like Discord. If you have like a mouse, you want to close out of almost everything. Close out of like if you have SteelSeries, close out of OBS, Google. Leave ISLC or timer resolution open because that will show you'll get better results. Um, you want to close everything and only have this open and ISLC. Um, and you're gonna come up here and you're gonna run it. Wait for this to be like run it for like a minute, 2 minutes. You could even do like a 5-minute test if you want. Just run it for a couple minutes. That way you get all the spikes. If there is any, there probably will be. So, um, yeah, like my results are kind of bad. So after you run it for this, this is useless. Don't look at this. Come over here to stats. You're gonna scroll down. You're gonna find this area right here. Um, so if you're on Intel, like you have an Intel CPU, this should be like um point one, point 7 maybe, um, or so, or maybe 1.0. Like it should be around there. Um, if and then this should be if you're on Intel, this should be like 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, like it should be pretty low. Uh, Kind of ignore this big number. That's the highest it went. And now, obviously, if you're getting 300 or 200 or 700 or some big number here, you obviously have an issue. You're spiking a lot. Um, but if you're on AMD, um, these are about the numbers you should be getting. That's what I'm on. You could obviously these are kind of bad for me because I have stuff open. I'm recording and stuff. Um, but you could for AMD you could get like 2 and 1 here. You get 2 and 1. Um, that's probably good if you have that. I mean, this is very a short amount of time, but so yeah, that's something to look at. If you're getting really high numbers here, I would get 1709, Windows 1709, and do uh, all the stuff again. 1709 will make these numbers way lower. Um, Other thing you want to look at is processes. So, um, if you have Google open, you're gonna have a lot of hard page faults. Basically, you just want to look in here. If you have something like, um, let's find something that could maybe give some page faults. Like obviously you shouldn't have Discord and stuff open. Uh, yeah, most of these won't give you page faults, so don't really worry about this. If you have like something right here, like let's say, uh, I really don't know, like I don't know, font DVR host, and it's got like 11 page faults, like uh, definitely look that up on Google for like a fix for something like that. So drivers, um, really here you just want to look at the highest execution here, um, and you want your numbers to kind of match up to mine. Like uh, basically you're looking at your DirectX graphics kernel, you're looking at um, these sort of things. The okay, so if you're not on 1709, which you probably aren't, this NT kernel is going to be at the top more than likely, or the second highest, and it's going to be spiking a lot, like maybe even zero point 0.1 sometimes, which is really bad. Um, there's really no way to fix that. That's just the newer Windows versions suck, and it makes your NT kernel spike a lot. Um, but really, your numbers should kind of look like this. Um, Yeah, you wanna kind of match what mine look like, except for if you're not on 1709, you're not gonna be getting this on your NT kernel. That's just not gonna happen. Um, Another thing to check here is if you ran it for a few minutes, it should show. So like in the first video, we set affinities where you select like your graphics card. So I have mine on CPU 4 and 5. You can check to make sure that it actually did something. So my GPU's on CPU 4 and 5, and here we have the graphics kernel on 4 and 5. Um, that's just if you want to check and make sure that that actually worked there. But really, the main one you're gonna want to worry about is drivers. You don't want to you want to make sure these are low, and you're gonna mainly look at this. These two numbers are your system-wide latency. So if these are really high, then you have an issue. Um you should come down here and look at the driver with the highest. So like here's the DirectX graphics kernel because I'm recording my screen. Um, so if this is like um, what is it? Like it's like store port. Here it is, store port. That's like uh, your hard drives and stuff that could be spiking. Um, There's one that starts with a W. That's the USB driver. Oh, WDF, this one right here, that's the USB driver, so that could be spiking. If you have like a Wi-Fi like antenna or like adapter, that will spike it a lot. Um, or if you just have a device plugged in, like maybe if you're charging your phone, that could be spiking it. There's a lot of different things. This um, program will really help you a lot to figure out what's lagging your computer. Um, yeah, so just try to look at these different things. I'm gonna be putting my Discord uh, in the comments. I'll probably just pin a comment if you have a question about this, and like let's say you're getting like 200-300 here, you're getting like 7 and 6 or something. Um, just add me on Discord, and we'll try to figure that out. I'll try to help you because this program can be very confusing. Like, what the heck is this? Like, so uh, just add me and I'll help you out with this. But I hope that I explained all this well. Um, that way you can not have to DM me. But yeah, if you need to, feel free because it's definitely really confusing. So yeah.